Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another live stream. Haven't done one of these in a while. How are you all doing on this wonderful Friday afternoon? Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is doing well. As you may have guessed from the title, today's video is centering around Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta and whether or not he should be sacked or kept on for at least another year, another season, if Arsenal don't win anything this season. Now, I know that this is going to be a very divisive topic. I know that this is going to be a very controversial topic, and I think that this is a topic that has seemingly divided a lot of football, not just the Arsenal fan base, but anybody who's an Arsenal fan, I think, has a relative opinion on this. So I'm very much interested to know from everybody, what do you guys think of this situation? Of course, get involved in the chat. Let me know your opinions. If you obviously want to come on the live stream as well, I'll be dropping the link after I've basically given my thoughts on the situation. So you are all welcome to come along, have your say. If you don't want to be on camera, hit it in the chat, like I say. Or if you want to come on, hit up the link when I post it in the comments later on in the episode. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And like I say, get involved in the conversation. I want to hear from you, because as much as it's okay for me to just ramble on about something like this, I obviously want to get the opinions of everybody else that may differ from me, that may also believe in what I'm saying and may also agree with what I'm saying on this. As always with these videos, I'll always say this: I'm not an Arsenal fan. I am a Liverpool fan. I am looking at this through the lens of the outside, looking inwards. But even so, I still think rival fans obviously offer a lot to this conversation. So I am very much looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. Very much looking forward to seeing what direction the chat all goes in with this. It's going to be an interesting one. And it is a very interesting one, because when I post this question, I'm looking at this through the perspective of Liverpool go on to see the Premier League title out from this point. There is no major collapse. There is no bottle job scenario that is going to be playing out. Fingers crossed. Hope that's the case, obviously. But that's the conversation that we're going down. We're going down the conversation of Liverpool go on to see the Premier League title out from here, and Arsenal also do not win the Champions League. They're out of the FA Cup. They're out of the Carabao Cup. They've only got really the Champions League realistically to play for now, barring any sort of major collapse from Liverpool. And it seems like it's going to be another year in which Mikel Arteta is potentially going trophyless again, which isn't good enough for Arsenal. It's not good enough for him. And it's definitely not ideal. And of course, it's left a lot of questions about his future. Is he the right man to take Arsenal forward? Is he the right man to take Arsenal over the line? I have never felt he would be. And the past couple of years that Arsenal have actually challenged for the Premier League title, I kind of got a little worried that my prediction wasn't going to come true. And I'm big enough to admit, like, if my predictions and my feelings and things are wrong, given hindsight, given proof later on down the line, I'll hold my hands up and say I got it wrong. So as much as obviously it's interesting to see, I never thought Mikel Arteta was the guy to take Arsenal towards Premier League glory again, Champions League glory for the first time, whatever the case may be. I felt like he'd be good to lay the foundations. I felt like he'd be good to build something for the next manager who was an upgrade on him to swoop in, sprinkle a little bit of his own stardust here and there, and then have the experience and the know-how to eventually take Arsenal over the finish line and get them towards where they want to be, which is winning silverware again, winning major honours. Hasn't happened so far with Mikel Arteta. And in all honesty, I don't think it will. I really don't think it will. Barring, I don't know, Pep leaving, barring Liverpool losing Salah, losing Van Dijk, and losing Trent, and all of those things happening together, by the way, and also then you've got to look at the Arsenal factors in that situation. Do Arsenal keep all their big players? Do Arsenal strengthen in the areas that they need to strengthen? I think unless all of those sort of factors occur and materialize at the same time, I don't necessarily see Arsenal winning a Premier League title. And that's mad, given the fact that I said at the beginning of the season, Arsenal were my pick to win the Premier League this season, because I felt like they were going to get a striker. I felt like they were going to get a creative and also goal-scoring outlet on the wing, on the left wing for the squad. And then you factor in Man City losing Rodri so early in the season. I felt the stars were aligning for Arsenal to actually go on and win a Premier League title. And then, of course, it hasn't materialised like that so far, which for Arsenal's unfortunate. For Liverpool, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Jordan Hyman, hey dude, how are you doing, my friend? Lovely to see you, my dude. Hope you are well. Loving Liverpool right now, as I'm sure you are. So yes, very happy with that, brother. But hope you're doing well, my friend. Lovely to have you along with us here today. Get involved in the conversation, bro, as well. I would love to know what you have to say. I know you're obviously a Liverpool fan as well, but I'd love to know what you think on the Mikel Arteta situation as well. So, Arteta, in my opinion, can't wait to lift another title. Yes, my dude, love it. Love it. We obviously had the COVID year. That was extremely unfortunate. This year, it seems like it's going to be happening, bro, doesn't it? It seems like we are on the cusp of something great. They need a strike. They absolutely do, and that's where my argument for Mikel Arteta stems from, as to him staying on another year. This year will be another year in a job that he spent a lot of money in, spent a lot of time in, but hasn't got the silverware to show for it. And the one argument that I can make for Mikel Arteta to keep his job is exactly what Jordan says right here. He needs a striker. He wasn't backed properly in either the summer transfer window or at all in the January transfer window. He needed a striker. He needed, like I said earlier, a creative or goal-scoring outlet from the left wing position especially. He didn't get that. Arsenal's defence, there's nothing wrong with it. It's very, very good. Even some of the youngsters they're bringing through, very, very strong. The midfield is solid enough. It's going to need some upgrading in the summer, but it's enough. It was just their attacking line that is weak. Kai Havertz will win you some games, but he's not reliable enough consistently when it matters most, as proven this season. I used to like Gabriel Martinelli, but Martinelli has dropped off a cliff so much these past couple of years. Bukayo Saka, injured this season, unfortunately, absolutely outstanding, but can't do it all on his own. He needs help from others around him, and he wasn't getting it from Havertz. He wasn't getting it from Jesus, even though Jesus hit a little bit of form before his unfortunate injury. He was proven to not be that consistent level. Martinelli, like I say, hasn't been seen for the past couple of years. It is basically a area that needs to be improved upon, as Jordan goes on to say. And it's an area that needs to be heavily addressed in the summer, but they're going to face tough competition because, like Arsenal, Liverpool need to improve in the attacking third in the summer. City don't, but Man United do. Chelsea do. There are a lot of big teams out there that need to improve on in the summer, and I do fear for Arsenal that maybe they might not get the targets again, and maybe it's another case of them having to go through the whole kind of catalogue of players that they have as a list, down the list of players, depending on how other teams do their business. I make this Salah. I think this will be the final time I would make Salah. We can give him a new contract. I'm waiting for him to sign a new deal. That is the hope, my bruv. That is the hope that Mohamed Salah signs a new contract, because if he doesn't, there is blood on FSG's hands. Unless they can pull out a miracle by going out and buying 3 players across their attacking line. I'm talking 3 massive players across the attacking line that is going to recover the amount of goals and assists that man creates across 3 of them, because I don't think there's any individual player out there that can do what Salah is currently doing from that position. I'm going to have to say that if he doesn't sign a new deal, there's blood on this club's hands. Absolutely. 100% agree with you, my friend. They are dropping points. Yeah, very much so. The attack's definitely letting the team down. Facts, they need a backup for Saka. If he gets injured, they have a backup. Yeah, and you can clearly tell that. I think the young kid, Waneri, has been brilliant, but he's still a kid. He's still young. He's still inexperienced. He shouldn't have the weight of the Arsenal attack pretty much thrown onto his young shoulders at this age to go out there and make something happen. That's where you need your other players to step up. That's where you need your captain, Martin Odegaard, Martin Ghostegaard. Where has he been all season? Where has this man been all season? You need him to step up, and he's not stepping up. So where is he? Where is he? Martinelli, need him to step up. Where's he been for the past couple of years? Leandro Trossard. No, he wasn't. Last season, he was scoring big goals, important goals. This season, he's been a shadow of his former self. There's been no one in that attack that has really stepped up, grabbed the bull by the horns, grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and said, I am getting Arsenal over the finish line here. Liverpool have had it with Salah on a number of occasions this season. And not just Salah, but time and time again, we've seen Gakpo chip in. Diaz has, at the beginning of the season, especially chipped in every so often. Once or twice, you can argue the likes of Nunez and Jota. But mainly it has been Salah. And there is always a main guy. But at the same time, in saying that, the rest of the team also need to do their part. And Waneri having the weight of the Arsenal attack on his shoulders is not good for a guy of his age. He's handling it brilliantly. But the fact that you need to rely on him just shows you how poorly built your squad has become. That you're trusting and put all your faith in an 8. Is he even 18 yet? I don't even think he's 18 yet. 17, 18-year-old. I just don't think you can win a Premier League title purely based off of that. But just my opinion. I don't think it's been done. I don't think that's kind of necessarily been done. We are running away with this league. I mean, it's still mathematically not there yet, bro. But I get what you mean. We are, to an extent. we shall see, obviously, how it goes. We've still got to obviously kill the game off, kill the job off. But yes, we are getting there. Arteta needs to challenge for the title. We beat them back in the days they signed Calafiori and Marino, and still not winning nothing. Well, this is what I was leading into, because whilst I did mention the board have not backed Arteta, and that is what I believe is a main argument as to why Arteta should keep his job, I can also make arguments for why he shouldn't, in the case of, in the first half of the season, Arsenal, and I'm talking before Saka's injury, Arsenal were 6 or 7 points off of Liverpool. They were third behind Chelsea at the time. Remember when Chelsea had that mini title talk for about a week? That was a roller coaster. They were 6 or 7 points off Liverpool. They were third in the table. And since Saka's injury, their win percentage has actually gone up. Obviously, since then, of course, they've had a few injuries here and there. But I was looking at their injury record. Martin Odegaard missed the first several games of the season. He has been missing ever since, by the way, even though he has been in the team. But they didn't really miss him. They missed him in 1 or 2 games. He dropped points in a couple of games here and there. Didn't really miss him that much in the games that he was absent for. Obviously, Saka's injury occurs. They've had 1 or 2 minor injuries to others. But this whole injury crisis, I think, has been blown way out of proportion. And I'm not trying to downplay it. Of course, injuries to some level are unfortunate. But I just think he's been downplayed this. Martinelli's injuries have only occurred in the past 2 to 3 games. Trossard's been ever present. Rice has been ever present, barring 1 game he was suspended for. Saliba's only missed 2 games, I believe. One of them was his suspension. Gabriel's missed a couple of games. But I can look back at the Liverpool team and I can find games where it's like that. Now, we haven't had an injury to the extent of Bukayo Saka. But again, if you've had 600 million thrown at this club, at this squad, to build it up to the point where if you lose Bukayo Saka, you're going to have a title race that is derailed. I don't understand how you can look at Liverpool being lucky, Liverpool having this amount of luck, that amount of luck, Liverpool having the luck of the PGMOL on their side. It makes no sense to me, any of that. When I look at an Arsenal squad in which the defense is very, very good. It's a well-solid, well-oiled machine. There's a midfield that is strong there. And there's an attack that is just the major problem. Even though, ironically, last season, they scored the most goals last season. So what's changed? I think Arsenal have gone backwards. Because a couple of years ago, I used to like watching Arsenal. They used to be very entertaining. They used to be very easy on the eye. They used to play some lovely football. And then over the course of the past, I would say, year to 18 months, I've not really enjoyed watching Arsenal. Even as a rival, I've not enjoyed watching Arsenal because I think that they've gone more reserved. They've dropped back a little bit. They've become slightly more boring to watch, I would say. I don't agree. I think there are a number of reasons as to why Arteta should be sacked. And part of the reason is because I think they are somewhat in decline. I genuinely believe that. He is young and Arsenal fans want to win trophies. Their best keeper is doing fantastic at Southampton, Ramsdale. Despite he conceded 4 goals against Chelsea, he makes some good saves. I wouldn't say Ramsdale's their best goalkeeper, with all due respect, but I can understand your point to that, bro. So yeah, it's an interesting one. But ever since he has gone to Southampton, no one's mentioning the whole Ramsdale Raya situation. They did want Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa, and they might get Martin Zubimendi, the player that rejected us, to stay at Real Sociedad. Well, if they do get Zubimendi, it'll be incredible, but it's not exactly the player that they need, but it will be a player that they want. And to be fair, actually, now I've said that, here's the thing with Arsenal's summer. Arsenal's summer is now going to have last year's summer put on top of this year's summer. So last year, when they should have gone out and got a creative and goal-scoring winger, when they should have got a ice-cold killer in front of goal, they now have to move that to this summer, where they will have the likes of Jorginho leave. They'll have the likes of Thomas Partey probably leave. So it basically means that they're having to put more effort into their transfer strategy this summer because of the mistakes that they made in the January transfer window and the summer transfer window. As a Liverpool fan, and again, you're a Liverpool fan, Jordan, so you probably know this as well. We had a number of those summers where we were promised so many big things, but we couldn't get them because the squad had other problems. And I feel like for Arsenal, they will be going through that a little bit this summer. They may still get everyone that they have. Maybe they have got a big war chest of money that is going to be spent this summer. And maybe they will go out and they will sign about 5 or 6 players that they need. Maybe they will get that creative goal-scoring winger. Maybe they will get that ice-cold finisher in front of goal. And maybe they will get a couple of midfielders like a Zubimendi, as you mentioned in your comment. And maybe they will get another midfielder as well. And maybe they'll get a young kid that is going to be a high prospect for the here and now that can come in and do a job every now and again. But he's going to mainly shine in about 2 to 3 years' time when he starts becoming a regular in the team. That would be probably the ideal, perfect transfer window for Arsenal. But like I say, you've got Tomiyasu, who's been injured all season, but he'll probably be moving on in the summer. You've got Jorginho, who will be moving on in the summer. You've got Thomas Partey, who will be moving on in the summer. That is 2 big gaps in the midfield right off the bat. Kieran Tierney going in the summer. You've got a couple of these squad players that are going to be leaving that will weaken your squad again. And if the injuries don't dry up, because no one's saying you haven't got injuries, but everyone's saying you just deal with it because everybody has injuries. You've been looking at Tottenham, for example. Arsenal fans have been looking at Tottenham and going, you can't be using injuries as an excuse. But then all of a sudden it's okay for them to do the same thing. If your squad is going to be dwindling in the summer, you're getting rid of these deadwood players to players that may have passed it and have passed their use-by date at the club. You're going to have to bring in players to replace them. Unless you have them already within your academy, and I'm not going to lie and basically say that I know Arsenal's academy like the back of my hand, because I've got very little to no experience or knowledge of the Arsenal academy. Maybe they have got a few gems that are coming through the Arsenal academy that are ready to step up to the senior level next year. I just don't see how Arsenal, who have not been backed properly this year, despite spending a lot of money, but not backed in the right areas, I just don't see how they, in the summer, go about their business, recover from this season, recover from losing a few of their squad players, and go again next season. And that's without the possibility of them losing some of their big players as well. We've already heard rumours swirling and speculating around William Saliba. Could he be a target of Real Madrid, for example? If they were to lose a couple of their big players, that would be major warning signs and alarm bells. And what would be even worse is if they stay on for another year, they don't win anything next season, Mikel Arteta maybe gets sacked because they've run out of patience with him. But then what happens with Saka? What happens with Saliba? Does the club have a plan in place to go, we can upgrade on this manager? Because it's going to be a massive summer. And as much as I talk about the transfer situation, there is obviously a big unknown at Arsenal right now in terms of the sporting director. Who really does pull the strings in terms of transfers at Arsenal? Is it Arteta? Is it the transfer committee at the club? There's so many unanswered questions and there's so many unknown elements that from the outside looking in, I personally worry for Arsenal. I don't think it's as straightforward as some Arsenal fans making out that we're this, we're that, we're going to be fine, we're going to be great. We're just waiting for Liverpool to lose Salah and Trent and Van Dijk next year. We're waiting for Pep and City to continue down this downward spiral, and then we will pounce and take advantage. You were meant to pounce and take advantage this season when City fell down. And Liverpool, as much as I've talked about Arsenal not being back properly, Liverpool only bought one player this year, and we haven't even used him in the Premier League. Barely. We've barely used him in the Premier League, and that's Federico Chiesa. Everybody in that squad is from last year. Last year, we bought nobody in January, and we only bought Chiesa in the summer transfer window, and we haven't even used him properly. And we've managed to leapfrog both Arsenal and City to be where we are right now, which is top of the table, 13 points clear, and are closing in on league title number 20. I personally don't see Arteta getting the job done. I think he's built a fantastic, stable environment at Arsenal. I think coming in after, obviously, Unai Emery, he's stabilised the club wonderfully. He has built something that has got Arsenal challenging for the league title again. But as far as winning major honours goes, I don't think this guy has it in him. I don't think he has the experience. I don't think he has what it takes right now to get the job done. Unless, like I say, he gets backed. And what I mean by getting backed is Arsenal go out in the transfer window. They sign Zubamendi. They sign Alexander Isak. They sign, just off the top of my head, a Rodrigo. They sign another midfielder. They sign a young kid who can do a job for the here and now, but is mainly for the future. And they start acting like a big club. They go to clubs, they slap the money on the table, they say take it or leave it. They get the player that they want. Because it's going to be big. It's going to be a big few months for Arsenal. The sporting director situation, are they buying players for Arteta or are they buying players for Arsenal? Are these going to be Arteta's players or are these going to be players that can play under Arteta and a future manager? There are so many unanswered questions and so many different things to be talking about in this situation. Thomas Partey is a good midfielder with him playing alongside with... Thomas Partey is a good midfielder with him playing alongside with Declan Rice, Jorginho, Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard will always disappear in a few of these games. Yeah, I think he's been nicknamed Martin Ghostegaard, hasn't he, by certain Arsenal fans out there. Partey, I think he's going in the summer. I think his contract is up, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I just don't know. I don't know. I think Jorginho's off. I think he has a pre-contract agreement, I think. And yeah, as far as what Odegaard is concerned, I think it could be big for him as well. I think it could be a big summer. I don't really know what he does now. I thought he was this creative outlet And I put on my channel a few weeks ago a poll that basically said, who's the better player, Odegaard or Fernandes? I think the majority went Odegaard, but I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really know what Odegaard brings to this Arsenal side anymore. If he ain't pulling the strings in midfield, I don't know. Does he have to drop deep maybe? Is his position a little deeper? Does he have to become some sort of deep line playmaker rather than an advanced one? I don't really know what Odegaard's position is anymore. I agree. Federico Chiesa will be winning the Premier League title for the first time, and he will be getting a medal as well alongside McAllister, Dom Szoboszlai, Ryan Gravenberch, Endo, Gakpo, Diaz, Nunes. This will be their first win with us. Yeah, and most of them players are probably not going to be here next season. If what we're hearing is correct, and we probably will venture into this a little bit more into detail in the later stream, Jordan. So hopefully you can join us for that as well, and we can talk about that a bit more in detail. But I don't see the likes of Nunes, maybe Diaz, and a few other, maybe Jota as well, being here next season. I really, really don't. And that's going to be big. That's going to be big when obviously that does come about. Let me just do this. There you go, my friend. But yeah, I completely agree with you. There's a lot there to digest. There's a lot there to understand, and it's mad. It's mad because I don't think a lot of people backed Liverpool to win the Premier League title this year. Even Liverpool fans, I don't think backed them. I don't think even Liverpool fans backed them. I'm just going to drop the link in the chat if you want to come along and have your say on this. So bear with me 1 second. Also, if there's any Arsenal fans out there, definitely get involved. Obviously, I can only talk about this from the outside looking in. It would be great, obviously, if you guys could get involved as well. Arsenal fan, rival fan, neutral fan, whatever fan. It'd be great. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about there. There's a lot of ins and outs, maybe. So happy for Endo. So happy for Endo. I love Endo. Love Endo. Someone else I'm going to talk about. I can't remember what now. Arsenal, Arteta. Nah, it's gone. That's going to really bug me now. There was another thing I was going to just briefly mention about Arsenal, and I can't remember what now. Oh, yeah, because we were talking about how like no one really predicted Liverpool to do as well as they have done this season. Now, a fair few of us may have suggested that they would be in a title race this year. A fair few of us did suggest that. Don't think anybody really put them to win, though. I know that the BBC recently, or not recently, but at the beginning of the season, released they released a list of what their pundits thought who would be in the top 3, top 4 this year. And not a single one of them put Liverpool to win the title. It was either Arsenal or Manchester City. And I think if you asked a lot of Arsenal fans, nobody saw Liverpool coming. Nobody saw Liverpool coming. I think a lot of people saw Liverpool falling off because there was no Jurgen Klopp this year. I think a lot of people disrespected Arne Slot. I don't think a lot of Arsenal fans saw Liverpool come in this year. And I think that a lot of Arsenal fans are therefore annoyed by that. Welcome, Jordan, to the show. How are you doing, big man? Hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Good, man. What do you have to say about this, my dude?
Yeah. Ooh, that one looks like a tricky one for the Gunners fans, right? They need a striker. The way I saw them playing recently, the game against West Ham beat them. I don't know how come that happens. Forest, then Jew, they're chopping points. Martin, as I said, man, Saka is out. Gabriel Martinelli is also out. How will this team challenge for a league title? It looks like a battle choppers, but they'll figure out a way how they will have a chance. Well, it's been a while since them use Gabriel Jesus. Where else he's been? And also Odegaard, he's disappeared. But then Arteta is young. Yeah, when we are Liverpool fans, we saw them beat City. Good. Then they draw with them before 2-2. Nice, good. And then they slap up them by 5 goals. Surprising. Without a striker, they need a striker. They need someone that can score goals. I heard they want Ali Watkins, then they want Alexander Isak. What's going to happen? And then they want Ivan Tony. They need to get a striker before the new season starts again in August. But I don't know how they will do that.
You make a lot of great points there, bro. I remember saying after that Man City result, as good as what it was for Arsenal and as good as a statement victory as what it was, they were facing a City side that were very poor at the time. And I was saying, don't get ahead of yourselves because there are still problems down the line. And then Kai Havertz gets injured, Martinelli gets injured. And no one's saying that the injury excuses aren't valid to a point, but they do run dry after a while because you've had a lot of money thrown at this squad. And then all it takes is a couple of injuries and the main bulk of your attack is wiped out. In an attack, by the way, in which Kai Havertz was missing chances at will, Bukayo Saka, as consistent as what he has been, was carrying the mantle of being the main creator and goal scorer on his back for so long. Like you said, Martinelli's disappeared. Odegaard has ghosted yet again. There are so many things in there that you said that I completely agree with. And buying a striker is definitely or should be top of their priority list. I don't know if you have any names on there, but the likes of Alexander Isak has obviously been mentioned, and he's going to obviously have a massive summer if Newcastle do not get Champions League football for next season. Benjamin Sesko's been one that has been constantly linked with Arsenal in recent years. There's Victor Osimhen, his future's still undecided. Victor Gyökeres as well. I know that obviously the links between him and Ruben Amorim reuniting at Manchester United could obviously happen. What do you see? What do you see happening this summer? Do you think that they will go out and get that big statement signing of a striker, or do you see them maybe looking elsewhere? Maybe, like I said earlier, a goal-scoring creative winger. What do you see happening in Arsenal's transfer season this summer?
Well, if they want to have a chance of winning a trophy, yes, someone that can really look at Erling Haaland, for example, scoring goals. They want a striker that can score goals.
May have just cut out there a little bit, my friend. Oh, I think he's gone. Is he gone? Oh, you're back.
So they need a striker. They need a striker. I don't
There
know
you go.
how they go get a striker. Look, there are players around that they can get.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit there, bro. I didn't quite get some of that, but I think I got the gist of what you were saying. Oh, he's gone. See if he comes back. I get what he's saying though. Like I say, there are a number of players out there, but as I mentioned, there it's not just Arsenal that are going to be in the market for a striker this summer. And I feel like the striker market is a little bit more open. There may be a little bit more meat on that particular bone, if you want to kind of use that kind of phrasing, that a lot of teams can maybe get at this summer. The problem that you have is that can all be taken away. Alexander Isak is prime example of this. Alexander Isak is someone that has obviously been heavily linked with a lot of teams, my team included. Liverpool seemingly are interested. I would imagine a lot of teams are interested. Now, I'm not going to go down the avenue of saying that Liverpool are going to get him because I've been here and I've done that all before with the likes of Zubamendi, the likes of Haaland and Bellingham and Chouameni, and you can name a whole bunch of other players that we've been down that road with. Jordan's back. Lovely stuff. You back, bro? There you go. But yeah, as I was saying, like we've been down that road before. If Newcastle were to get Champions League football, that potentially takes Isak off the market unless you're willing to pay an astronomical amount of money for him. I don't think Arsenal would be, because I think Arsenal will go down the route of we've got other problems. We can't be spending near enough our entire budget this summer on just one player because we'll have other gaps to fill. I don't know if anybody else will have that feeling. I don't obviously know what Liverpool's plans are, even though it seems like Arne Slot does want to get rid of several of his players. But does that mean that we use a large chunk of our transfer budget just to bring in Isak? Only time will tell. And plus, we don't really know what's happening with the likes of Salah and Trent and Van Dijk yet. So there is going to be a lot. I would say the only team that doesn't really need to dip into the attacking market, or at least the striker market, is Manchester City. Still think they have problems in the wing positions in terms of creating chances. But it's, as far as Mamouche and Haaland go, they're going strong. The concern for Arsenal is that the longer that they sit on their hands not doing anything, that deep pool of striker talent could get dried up pretty quickly if Liverpool go in for a striker, Chelsea go in for a striker, United go in for a striker, other teams from around Europe, maybe Bayern Munich, depending on the Harry Kane situation, maybe a Barcelona with obviously Lewandowski not exactly getting any younger. There's so many different factors to focus on that. Arsenal will need to move quick in this transfer window. Would you agree with that?
Yes, exactly, Fox. Yes, yeah, Arsenal. Yeah, every single time I see them play, yeah, the challenging is a lot. But last time I saw them played, they were top of the league. Then slowly them drop down back. So Saka is up there that normally knows how to play fantastic. In dribbles, he can score goals. Well, with him, the guys need when with him out injured and plus tax, he's playing with England national team as well. So that is also going to be a part of his injury in the Premier League and also on international duty. But yeah, they need a backup. They need a backup. But they normally they need someone that can play up front. They're rotating sometimes, using Kai Havertz. They're always using Trossard as centre forward. That's not going to help. If you want to win a league title, yes, and you need a striker that can score goals. City, as I said, man, they have Omar Marmoush, they have Haaland, they have Foden. Look, City, they have Mahrez back then. They won the league. They have Gabriel Jesus up front and they won the league, but now it looks to me like they need a striker. You're getting Gabriel Jesus is still not gonna help. You have him and he's out injured. Now I don't know where he's been. And the guys have players to score goals. Yeah, Trossard is okay, fair enough. But they need a player that can score goals out there. You go over the world. Premier League. Look the players in the Premier League that have experience. Premier League and get somebody like those players. But Arsenal need striker. They need a striker. It's gonna. I don't know how they're gonna do this now. They have to figure out something out in the summer. How they're gonna do this? How they're gonna have to figure this out? If you want to win a trophy, if you want to bring the title, a trophy to North London, you need a striker to do that to bring the title to North London. Yes, City have
I
Haaland. Let's go to Etihad. So they need a striker to bring the trophy to North London. But how they gonna figure that out if they want to win a title?
I, I,
Everything's
com-
first.
I completely agree with you, bro. It basically goes on from last season as well, doesn't it? Because if you remember last season, Arsenal had the best defense last season. Arsenal
Mm.
also scored the most goals. But the thing that let Arsenal down was that in the key games, they just didn't quite pit City to the post. It's We know it as Liverpool fans. Going up against that City machine is insane. And you're not meant to get 99 points, 97 points, 92 points, or whatever it was that we finished on, and not win the Premier League title. That is basically a good enough total to win the vast majority of Premier League titles right the way throughout the course of the Premier League history. Arsenal had a good points tally for the past couple of years. City were just slightly better. And the difference is that City killed games off when they could, and City got vital goals when they needed them. In close games, I don't think Kai Havertz does that. In games where where chances are going to be few and far between, you're coming up against a well-disciplined, well-structured defense. You're going to have to really grind out a battle because not only are they good defensively, but they are very good on the counter-attack. Say, for example, prime example, Brighton. We know how much they've struggled against Brighton in recent years. Newcastle as well is another one that's a good example to use. Chances, few and far between. You need to take those chances. And for me, Kai Havertz has never been that guy. For as big of the price tag as what they bought him for, Kai Havertz has never been the guy to consistently, at least, drag Arsenal across the finish line. He didn't do it with Chelsea. He's not doing it with Arsenal. And I just can't imagine a world in which I can see it as a Liverpool fan looking in on Arsenal. You could probably see it as well. A lot of other fans from the outside looking in could see it, but not many people at Arsenal were pointing this out. I don't understand what the plan was really. Was the plan just basically we'll trust Jesus if Havertz isn't exactly firing on all cylinders? I don't really know what the plan is, and I don't want this to turn into like a whole just kind of hating on Arsenal thing because, like I said, they've been very good for the past few years. But the problem is that there are just certain aspects of Arsenal that, even from the outside looking in, we can nitpick and we can just pick apart. And in the context of obviously the title of should Mikel Arteta keep his job or not, I'm just
Yeah,
not
because
100% sure the direction of Arsenal going forward. I don't know if they're continuing along that trajectory or not. I don't know if they're planning for the next manager. I don't really know, because this seemed like it was going to be the season that Arsenal took that big leap. Arsenal were going to be like, right, we're going to go in for the kill this year. We're going to give him what he wants, go for the kill, win the title. But it hasn't obviously panned out like that. I don't know what you think of the trajectory that Arsenal are on.
Absolutely agree, man. Because Arteta, he needs to. If you want the big teams, yeah, you beat Pep, good. But if Arsenal wants to win a title, they never won at Anfield. Them try. Now this year in May coming, they're coming to our yard, and if they
Maybe giving
can,
us a guard of honor.
if they want to win, they have to win. They have Man United coming up next week. Can they win that game? We have to see, because we are playing Southampton on Saturday. That's next week. And Arsenal, if they want to challenge, look, Gabriel Jesus, I don't know what's going on, man. Sometimes he's back, sometimes he's out. Uh, I don't know what they're gonna do. They have to figure out something. They have a great goalkeeper here in David Rea, good, but they need players. They need a striker. Where
Mm.
they're gonna get that striker? Go over the world. Go to either probably Italy, Syria, or somewhere to get a striker. Look at Victor Osimhen. Go after him. Probably go after someone that
I
can
mean, yeah,
score
we've
goals.
we've already mentioned a fair few strikers already in this stream, haven't we? That Arsenal could definitely go for. There's a comment here from Vin Bal. Hope you are well, my friend, and welcome along to the channel. Welcome along to the live stream. He says that, is there any coach that can be better than Arteta at Arsenal?
Well, for me, um, I, the person that I can really know that can really do well at Arsenal is Wenger. Wenger was a fantastic coach back in his coaching days at Arsenal, but no, I don't know where they're gonna find a coach. It's gonna be difficult because they have Diego Simone at Atletico Madrid. They're in the Champions League. They're getting beat. They have PSV coming up. Where they gonna get this coach? Eh? I don't
I
know
I
where they're gonna get find a coach.
I like the Simeone shout. I do like the Simeone shout. I was also thinking Ancelotti. If Ancelotti, I don't know, I don't really understand the full context of his situation, especially with him being at Real Madrid, and then I think he's going to be leaving in the summer. Ancelotti would certainly be the upgrade. And that's where my kind of opinion comes in on this. Should Arsenal sack Mikel Arteta? If they can get someone who's an upgrade on Arteta, then yes. If they can't, they may as well stick with Arteta for at least another year and see what the managerial pool looks like in a year's time. Simeone would be a fantastic shout if he wants to leave Atletico, but it seems like his heart and soul is with the Spanish club. Ancelotti, I think he's the upgrade. I think he's the upgrade, and I think he's the special something that Arsenal would desperately need and want and desire just to get them across that finish line. But they would need to give him the couple of players that we've already talked about in this live stream in order for him to do that. Vin goes on to say that it's almost 800 million spent, slot in year one over Arteta in year 5. A lot of that is down to the way that Jurgen Klopp obviously and helped build this Liverpool team. So it is technically slot year 1, but at the same time, it's Liverpool in phase. What would it be, like phase 10 or something from the Jurgen Klopp era? So you can split that and deal with semantics and stuff like that. He says that Wenger is a dinosaur now, in regards to your point, Jordan. And then Simeone wants to leave Atletico. We should wait and see on that one. We should wait. There could be some interesting developments in La Liga. Let's put it that way. We'll have to wait and see on the Atletico stuff on the Simeone. But that's where I was kind of leading to, bro. I was kind of leading to what is the overarching opinion of yourself on this question? Should Arteta leave? Should he be sacked? Or does he deserve, at the very least, another year to see if he can get Arsenal winning some major silverware?
Well, for me, as a Liverpool fan, I want to see what's going to be next for them. I want to see what's the future lay for them. As I said, if they want to win a title, if they want to bring a trophy to North London, get a striker. I want to see if they will improve. Good. If you want to win at Anfield, if you have a striker, you have a chance. But if you don't, I'm not sure. But yeah, I want to see what's gonna happen in the summer. But they need a striker. So if they get one, well, they could say it could be their year. But if they don't, I'm not sure if it's gonna be their year. But let's see as rival fans if they will sign someone. Will Arteta go into the transfer window in the summer? Search for players that can score goals or a striker anywhere. It's gonna be his decision if he want that. But he has to go and find a player in the summer transfer window before the new season starts in August.
Who do you think that player will be?
For me, everybody's talking about Victor. They're talking about Watkins. They're talking about Dujan Vlahovic from Juventus. They're talking about Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig. Any one of those striker them choose will he be the player that Arsenal wants. They have to look at which one them choose. Either it will be Dujan Vlahovic, Victor, Watkins, or Benjamin. One of those guys. It's gonna be their decision if they want. So yeah, they have until summer to decide if they want one of them. So it's gonna be. Let's see what they will do in the summer. List of
Mm-hmm.
strikers is there, but there are lots of strikers out there. Indeed,
In
I can also put Victor as well. Victor Oshimen. So and if they want a striker, let's see what will they do in the summer transfer window when it's open.
Absolutely. Like I say, interesting times lie ahead, not just for Arsenal in this transfer window, but for a lot of teams. And like I say, I think the striker market, there always seems to be a trend in transfer windows. Most teams often looking for the same types of player or the same position of player, it seems. And it does seem like striker this year could be something that a lot of teams are looking at. I know, for example, Liverpool would definitely want to be dipping their toes in the striker transfer market. Chelsea, definitely. They can't just rely on Nicholas Jackson because he's very unreliable. Man United, I think they may have given up with the whole Rasmus Højlund experiment. Ruben Amorim may want to move on from that. And again, there are plenty of links surrounding him reuniting with one Victor Gyökeres. And obviously, as we talked about, Arsenal are definitely going to be someone that are looking at the striker situation as well, it seems. 5 years already, the answer is clear. Arteta's Arsenal is less than peak City and peak Liverpool. I mean, the trophies obviously would back that statement up, so 100% agree. Only when both of these teams have a bad year, then Arteta would win the Premier League. I mean, it could be an argument to say that. Obviously, we don't know yet because neither one of these teams have had a bad year at the same time as each other than maybe Pep and Klopp's first year together. Was that the year? I think that was the year Chelsea won it, wasn't it?
Pep and Arteta. Yeah, Arteta was his assistant coach for Pep
Yeah.
Guardiola. He won He won a title with City, but now he's at Arsenal trying to do the same. But it looks like it's not happening with him doing it for Arsenal. So
Yeah, I just I just think he needs to find something else. I don't think it's as open and shut as just signing a striker will obviously win them a trophy. I think it will give them a massive boost in that direction to win a trophy. But I also, it's like I said earlier, haven't been entertained by Arsenal now for about a year to 18 months. I They used to be scintillating to watch at times, and there are the occasional games where that does happen.
yeah,
But I I just don't feel it anymore. Like I don't
mm,
see them being at the same level that they were when they were bursting onto the scene. Their exciting level of football, their attractive level of football, easy on the eye. I just think there's something that's happened with Arteta that's either teams are slightly finding out his way of playing, or he's tweaked something that hasn't quite clicked into gear yet. I'm not really sure which way it is, in all honesty.
yeah. Well, this Arsenal team, man, the Arsenal that I know, man. When they have Sanchez, Ozil, and those guys, that is the Arsenal that I know. This Arsenal team now, yeah, they are young, yes. With Saka in the squad, yeah, he's very young. But Arteta, man, I don't know how will he find a way to win a league title. But I heard Arsenal fans are calling for title. They want to win trophy. I don't run none of them. This coach, they give him. Will they give him a new contract? Well, it's gonna be their decision because they need a coach that can win trophy. Yeah. Um. Yes. And also Carlo Ancelotti. He knows the Premier League. He coached Everton before. He's helping. He's now at Real Madrid. If they can get Arteta, when him Carlo Ancelotti, I think Carlo Ancelotti can help this Arsenal team to win a trophy because now he's winning trophies with Real Madrid. And if he can come back to the Premier League and go to Arsenal, could the table turn around for the Arsenal fan base to win a trophy? Maybe. And it could happen if he return back to the Premier League to coach the Gunners. But we want to see if he will absolutely return back to the Premier League. But yeah, if Ancelotti return, I think it could be if Arsenal have a chance of linking with him. But yeah, but if they want to win a trophy, get up there, get up there, because Arsenal is a team like if you remember, Alexis Sanchez, right? He played a fantastic job at Arsenal, right? For me, as a Liverpool fan, despite those support Arsenal, this player, Alexis Sanchez, is an experienced player, scoring goals. Left Arsenal to Man United. No, look what he's doing. He's at Inter Milan. This player has been a gem at Arsenal Football Club. This player, if he never left Arsenal, where would Arsenal be right now? Where would they be right now? I think they would be what? Probably running away with the league. Probably what? Be at the top of the league with the combination of Ozil and Sanchez. But no, but these guys are not in the Premier League. They move on.
I mean,
Sanchez at
I'm gonna say, imagine as well if Aubameyang hadn't have had the falling out with Arteta and was playing how he was doing when he practically single-handedly won them the FA Cup. Like, ah, Arsenal have had some quality players over the years. As Ving goes on to say here, he goes on to say, "I remember the Arsenal with Nasri, Percy, and Adebayor."
facts. Absolutely, I agree with
Yeah,
you.
man.
He's talking facts here. Robin van Persie, the Dutch international, fantastic, went to Man United. Where is he now? I'm not sure, but this player was very good player. He's a fantastic player at Arsenal. Indeed, he's talking facts. I absolutely agree with him, man. He's right. Van Persie back in our Arsenal days, you used to have a good striker in your team. Yeah, you're talking Bobby Firmino. Well,
Hmm.
he's like Saudi. But yeah,
Ah, love
but yeah,
Bobby Firmino, man.
but for us, no, yeah, we it's gonna be a decision between what honest that will decide for us now. Either we will be selling Nunes because sometimes we just he's just getting on top of our nerves. He's getting annoyed, getting us annoyed. He played, he missed his chances. If we did get Haaland from Borussia Dortmund right now, I think Haaland will be scoring hatch. Right now, Haaland is on 20 goals, and at his age right now, and at this rate, if we have Haaland and Salah, wow, that would be the best combination. I don't think Salah
Salah's
happy.
creativity, Salah's
Mm,
creativity matched with Haaland's ice cold finishing in front of goal.
mm.
Jesus. It'd be game over and night for the Premier League. It really, really would. I
Yeah,
mean,
because if we have Haaland, I think we could even probably Haaland would be probably help us batter every teams in the Premier League at this moment.
I was watching a compilation today. Someone had put together on Twitter. I always call it Twitter. We get calling it X. Um, I'll always. I was watching a compilation today, and it was all of Mohamed Salah's creative moments that he set up, like the likes of Luis Diaz for, or Darwin Núñez, or Jota, or whoever it was. And some of the passes were unbelievable, what he was doing. But of course, they weren't finished, so they don't obviously count as assists. But uh, I pray and I hope he stays, because that level of creativity is just immense. And I don't think there is an individual player out there right now, at the very least right now, that can replicate what Salah is doing. And I think in order for us to maybe go on and recover from Salah leaving, is we will need to buy a right winger that can recover a fraction of the goals and assists that Salah does, a left winger that will take the other part, and a striker that will finish off the job. I don't think you can replicate what Salah does just by replacing him with one player, in my opinion.
No, Salah is a player that, and I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him. Breaking Thierry Henry's goal scoring record. We are fantastic. Sometimes you see him score goals, yeah, you see him assist. Yes, he's a fantastic player. For me, man, if I don't want him to leave, I want him to retire at the club as a legend. Leaving the club, this player Salah. We don't normally depend not only about him alone, but the whole team. He bring us. Look where we at right now. 67 points, 13 points cleared. If it wasn't for him, where would we be right now? We could even battle for a top four, probably what? For Europa League or Conference League. Look,
We'd
Salah,
be the
us.
yeah, we'd be in the European football battle right now. That is between like everybody from second to 10th. It's mad. Arsenal are closer to 10th place Aston Villa than they are to us right now in points
Yeah.
tally wise. It, like that insane European battle is only going to get even more intense as we count down the days to the final Premier League game of this season.
But
But
for us as
yeah, you're
Liverpool
right.
fans, yeah, but for us as Liverpool fans, the Arsenal fans, them, they love the best trio in the Premier League that we have. We know they're split. We're split. They move on. They're two are in the Saudi. Mane, Firmino, and Salah. Those are the best trio I watch as a Liverpool fan. Till now, seen lights of Nunes, Gakpo. He has shut up. Me not a problem. He have Premier League experience. He play for Wolves, but the best trio should be in the on the list of with Salah. Two players should be alongside with him, Firmino and Mane. Those are the best trio. Those guys was good. If Salah doesn't score, Firmino score. If Firmino do not score, Mane. Best trio. These guys, we go to Champions League finals with the best trio. We win Champions League trios. Now, can we win a Champions League trio? We have to win now because we have Nunes, Gakpo. Let's see what going to happen. Because I rate the trio. Those are the best trio. I rate those trio, man. Those guys
So good.
was
Just Firmino knitting everything together and Salah and Mane taking the plaudits and the headlines. It was a perfectly balanced front three that I absolutely loved and adored. Vin here says Arsenal players have already given up on chasing Liverpool. There could be an element of that. Do you think that maybe they are putting their eggs in the Champions League basket? I know that not many people are predicting them to do anything in the Champions League in terms of getting to a semi-final or a final, considering the path that they have to go through to obviously get to a final. But we've seen stranger things happen. We've seen teams go on to pull off an underdog story. We've seen Chelsea win it in years where they've had managerial turbulence before. We've seen teams get to semi-finals and even finals that are unexpected. Tottenham in 2019, for example. Do you think Arsenal are putting all their eggs in the Champions League basket right now?
well. We as Liverpool fans, we want to see if they have a chance of beating PSV. Yeah. We remember these these two teams know each other very well back in the Champions League before we have this format stuff coming this time. Well, they're gonna play PSV. We want to see what they can do because we on the other side we're going to France. I think soon. So yeah, for them trying to chase, if you want to chase a team like Liverpool, you guys they need someone that can really have that goal scoring ability to try to chase us. But it looks to me like it's not they're if they want to chase, get someone that can help the guy help them up front to try to chase us down. Yes, they're on. I think they're on. They're not gonna catch us. They're not gonna catch us. If they at the top of the starting right, then they would have been saying where's Liverpool? They're at the top. But how will you be at the top of the standings without striker? Yeah, we do right top of the standing same way without a striker. While Nunes doing missing chances, but we have to see what they're gonna do next when the upcoming season start for the 2025-26 season.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, especially because Liverpool have got a difficult game against PSG. Arsenal, I think if Arsenal can find some way of scoring goals, they will have a chance of winning the Champions League, I think. But it's going to be whether or not they can score goals. PSV are no pushovers. They should be beating PSV. But even then, if they get past PSV, they're meeting one of the Madrid teams in the quarterfinal. So that's not exactly an easy task. And if they're struggling to score goals, Atletico are going to have a field day. Atletico are going to have a field day with how strong they are defensively. If Atletico can work out a way of breaking down Arsenal's defense, Atletico will go through. Simultaneously, we all know what the kind of phenom Real Madrid are in this competition. So we know that they're going to be difficult no matter who they come up against. But yeah, I don't see them winning the Champions League this season. Next season, like you say, if there are a couple of additions to the side that maybe improve the goal scoring outlet of this team, if they keep hold of their big players as well, who knows? they'll always have a chance, and even being involved in the conversation is something that Arsenal fans have been wanting for a very long time. So they will always have that. But yeah, the conversation of Champions League, it doesn't exactly seem like they will be getting far in that competition, with all due respect and with all honesty. Vingo doesn't say, I remember the Torres and Gerrard duo. Absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. And then goes on to say the Suarez carry job. I mean, Haaland's obviously broke the record for all-time goal scoring in a Premier League season. Salah's had an absolute monster of a season so far this season and has had a couple of monster seasons in the past. But that Suarez season, 2012, 2013, I believe. Whew.
The best game was his favorite game was against Norwich.
Norwich.
What a goal from far away. The goalkeeper don't even know where to be. He started the ball was flying like a plane over his head and was going right in. So it's a ball, man. And he scoring hat trick non-stop. Norwich, home, away. We play them at Anfield. We slap them up. Craven at their yard. We beat them. Suarez doesn't know when to stop scoring goals, and he's still scoring goals now. And he's at Inter Miami, and he's scoring goals. And talking about that as well, He's coming to my country soon as well with Messi with his team Inter Miami to play. He could even score goals here as well. So
he was a special player.
He's good, man. He's good. Even that indeed. So as well, Suarez is very good, man. He's a very good player. Indeed, getting hands on the ball in the World Cup, but he's good. He's good.
A very special player. I'll never forgive our defense for letting him down that season. Our defense let him down that season. If we had a better defense, who knows what could have happened that season.
Wow. And also, we also welcome him back to Anfield in the Champions League second leg. When we beat them 4-0 and come to Anfield, but no, not 4-0, 3-0, and we turn it around and beat them 4 goals. He turned back to Anfield. He just surprised to see him back.
Yeah.
Home to Merseyside. Well, that was just amazing to see him return.
That was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love that night. I still remember it like it was yesterday. Absolutely incredible night that was. Vingo doesn't say Arsenal can't even beat Man United on penalties, doing a 0-0 and then losing on pens. I mean, yeah, there is that. There's also the argument that it's a knockout game. It's a knockout competition. Anything can happen across 2 legs. Just 2 one-off games. It's possible. I mean, no one was expecting United to win the FA Cup last season. They went on to win it. History's been littered with teams that have gone on to do mad cup runs out of nowhere. No one was expecting Liverpool to win the Champions League in 2005. Don't think many people were expecting Chelsea to win it a few years ago. I'm not saying it's likely to happen. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if Arsenal are to have a successful season, they are seemingly relying on a Champions League run right now. But the issue is that they need to find a way to score goals. And right now, it's just not happening for them. They have tried Mikel Merino up front. They've tried Leandro Trossard. They've tried Odegaard. I think there's a false 9, I think, at times during the Forest game, I believe. I don't know where they turn to from here, to be honest. Anything you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Well, I'm seeing what for us, man. I'm looking forward to win, and I'm looking forward for number two. Just give us a trophy, man. Just give us a trophy.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
just
annoying
give
that
us.
we only have like one game in the Premier League for the next month because it would have been nice just to get this all wrapped up and out the way and done with, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just win
We've
the
got,
trophy. And after that, after we lift the trophy, the guys can just go and spend time with their family, celebrate, bus, go have, probably go have a go bus, go have a drink with go have a drink and celebrate and have fun. Probably play any kind of game they want to play till the new season come, till the new season start, and then back for break for pre-season and training as well, pre-season training and back to the real business again for August. So
hmm.
yeah, looking forward indeed. Looking to see Frederick get his first belt, first title, first gold medal alongside that also. The Maka very fantastic. This is the real reason we have Maka in the squad. Endo, these guys will be winning their first medal. Even Shatta, but we know the heritage between Trent and Van Dijk and Rabo. These guys knows about winning trophy and title. These new players coming in now at our club, it will be well. We don't have to worry about Maka. Maka have the experience of Premier League, him and Shatta. So we have both experienced players that has Premier League. But these players that coming in, the newcomers that Diaz, Gakpo, Dam, Endo, we are helping them all. We are showing, we are teaching them this is how this is the club that always win trophies, and they will be winning. For Maka, it will be his first. He's been at Brighton for a couple of years, never won a title, and this will be his first. And I'm happy to see Maka win a Premier League trophy. He won a World Cup trophy. Now this will be adding to his World Cup collection come May, end of season. I'm happy to see Maka getting his first gold medal joining the Reds. Looking forward to seeing where the gold medal of Liverpool.
And we've also got a Carabao Cup final as well between now and then as well.
So added as well. They will get another goal. That will also added. So that will be the first medal before we have that. That means the Premier League medal will be the second gold medal, and
Hmm.
also we could even add a Champions League to the collection as well. Looking
It's
forward
going to be
to.
difficult. Newcastle, no pushovers. We saw that the other night, even without Alexander Isak. It was well dealt with by us, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, they
well,
probably will have Isak back. It's at Wembley. I feel like we
well,
should. We're given our experience, but it's a energy drink merchants. Energy drink
yeah,
merchants. It's still a trophy. It's still a trophy. It's still something
yeah,
we're going to be celebrating if we win.
yeah. Oh yes, I'm happy, man. 13 points cleared. Next week we look forward to Anfield, Southampton, and we against Ramsdale. Well, that would be an interesting matchup. We could go probably what 70 points come.
So if we win, we go 16 points clear, depending on what Arsenal do, of course. Arsenal got Man United, I believe, right?
Yeah, yeah, they
That
got
is, I
Man
think
U.
that would be an incredible story if United get a result there and just help us even more so towards.
Yes, I think that match between Arsenal and Man United. I think that Arsenal could be want their revenge from what happened when they got kicked out in the FA Cup by them on penalties. So I think Arsenal will be preparing to for a revenge, but we will well they now have Rash. Well, I think the fans of Arsenal will be saying, "Well, we're not worried about Rashford scoring against us. He's not what Man U, but yeah, big up team as well. You got Aston Villa and also Man U lost Anthony doing a fantastic job at Real Betis getting MVPs. Never seen that kind of skills before. It's been a year. I never saw Anthony do that skills. He normally have the ball at his feet, and that's he looks like it's a great skill. Never saw him does that before, and does that before. I think he will be staying at Real Betis. I think he'll be staying at Real Betis. I think he'll be looking for a permit to stay at Real Betis. He's doing well at Real Betis, but yeah, we're seeing the Anthony now. Because the Anthony that we never saw from Ajax, we never saw it at Man U. Now we see it at Real Betis. So and also
I mean,
Rashford want to
yeah,
start
there's
Aston Villa.
there's a fair few players that seemingly leave United. They relieve themselves of the pressure and they look better. I mean, look at Marcus Rashford right now. A lot of people are saying Rashford is looking better than he has done at Man United in the past couple of years, and he's only been there a couple of weeks. So there may be problems deeper than what we're seeing right now in the public eye. Maybe it's just people that have got an agenda that are saying this kind of thing. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with United. Hopefully, though, they can give us a bit of a helping hand, any kind of helping hand towards winning the Premier League title and securing it will be greatly appreciated by anybody who can take points off Arsenal. And it just means then that we can turn our attention fully onto the Champions League sooner rather than later, which could lead to one hell of a historic season. And I'm all for it if that does happen. But yeah, fingers crossed that we see the job out from here. We get everything in order. We don't get too carried away. We just go about it professionally. We get the job done, and then we can celebrate afterwards, like you so rightly pointed out earlier.
Yeah.
Solid. Absolutely solid.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think it's time to wrap up there. I've got places to be. Jordan, thank you so much, my dude, for coming on. Absolutely wonderful insight from you, my friend. I want to do this for quite a while. Luckily, things aligned for us to do this today. So thank you all so much for that. That's wonderful. I will be dropping your channel link in the description after this. So go check out Jordan's channel. Doing some awesome stuff over there. Do check it out. If you want to give it a shout out whilst we're here, but I will be dropping it in the channel anyway. So go ahead, my dude.
Well, guys, I'm on the road to 1.7K. Well, I am aiming for 2K subscribers. Yes, guys. So I'll be doing Liverpool Southampton watch long next week, Saturday. So yes, guys, I'm taking a little break today because it's FA Cup. So I'm back next week for the real one, the big one. But yes, guys, Champions League. I'm looking forward to take on for my club play against Ousmane Dembele and Kvaratskhelia. But yes, guys, indeed. So yes, guys. So check my channel out, guys, and indeed. So
love it, my bro. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, like I say, I'll be dropping your link in the description below. Do check his channel out. Got some awesome stuff going on over there. So yeah, go check him out. There'll be more stuff from my man Jordan. And that's where we're going to wrap things up, guys. So thank you all so much for watching and listening. Hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Both moves, as always, and forever be greatly appreciated. Get involved in the chat as well. If obviously you're watching this back on repeat or anything, get involved. Would love to hear what you have to say on anything that we talked about. Mainly the Arteta stuff, of course. That has been the main bulk of this video. So get involved. Would love to hear from you all. Thank you to everybody who got in the chat. Thank you to Vin, Jordan as well, like I say, especially Jordan, who not only got involved in the chat, but also came on the stream. Absolutely lovely to talk to you, my bro. And love to talk to you as well, Vin. Thank you for some good input in the chat. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks live stream. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. And I will see you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, man. Cheers, guys. Cheers, everybody. See you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Thanks, everyone. Peace out. Take care of yourselves. Speak to you all again very, very soon.